Good evening from Brussels. Quest Marine Business tonight, coming from the heart of the European Union and the Commission. EU lawmakers are holding a key vote on Thursday on a trade deal with the United States, the so-called Turnberry Agreement. The Parliament's Trade Committee is proposing to cut EU duties on US goods. It's all part of that deal that Ursula von der Leyen reached with Donald Trump in Scotland. It will also expand access for agricultural products and seafood from the United States. It was part of the agreement that was struck in Scotland last summer, and now they're adding a sunrise clause as well, making duty cuts conditional on Washington sticking to its 15% import tariff ceiling, because, of course, the whole thing got caught up badly by the Supreme Court decision. I spoke to the European Commissioner for Trade and Economic Development, who joined me, and I asked him about the negotiations.
The fact that when we've been negotiating the deal, I believe that both sides clearly understood this is the most consequential of the trade relationship the EU and US had. I mean, because we should never forget that we are number one destination for US exports and goods and services, that it's $1.7 trillion of dollars between two of us, and we are also biggest investor in the United States of America, more than $3 trillion, creating more than 3 million of jobs. So therefore, we approach this deal negotiations very responsibly. And I think we all have our procedures. And currently, this is in the Parliament, and I'm sure that we would respect our part of the deal. And we, of course, expect that the United States will do the same.
But they say you're going slow.
Well, I think we are going according to our, parliamentary procedure. So this week there will be a vote in a parliamentary committee. I believe that very soon we'll have vote in the parliament. So will, I believe, be done before the summer. And I hope that also the United States of America will be done before summer, because they also have to respect their part of the bargain.
How difficult is it when they keep changing the rules? By that I mean the tariffs. So, for instance, you end up with the Supreme Court decision, which overturned the tariffs, which then the president imposes more. Do you actually know what the tariff is for the EU?
I think I have to say that immediately after the Supreme Court ruling, I got a phone calls from both of my partners, Secretary Latnik and Ambassador Greer. We kind of talk it through. We know that what they're looking into, this is a transitional period. They assured me that we are talking about 3-4 months, and then we go back to the deal. 15% all-inclusive tariffs for European products, with, of course, important carve-outs like aircraft and air parts. And for us, it's very important, because I also have my domestic audience, and I'm assuring them that deal is a deal. Americans will respect their part of the bargain, and will do the same.
But you can't be sure.
I mean, you have to trust your partners, because I do a lot of these negotiations, and I think we had so many meetings with my partners that we developed also very strong personal relationship, and I trust them, they do their best, and the same on my side.
What do you make of the president's threat to stop trading with Spain, bearing in mind because of the way they've behaved, in his view, over the war, over NATO, 5%, and Iran? What is your understanding of the president's phrase, I'm going to stop trading with Spain?
Of course, I mean, if it comes to trade, this is what we called in Brussels European exclusive competence. So it's European Commission, it's me who is negotiating on behalf of 27 member states, and we, of course, will always will stand by our member states. And of course, I discuss it with my counterparts in the US. My major goal is to de-escalate the situation. I think we are going in the right direction, and I believe that what is a priority for the US, it's priorities for us. Let's stick to the bargain we got in Turnberry.
Right, I understand, and I can see why you'd say that. But did you ring up either Commissioner, either Secretary Lutnick or Ambassador Guerrero and say, what does the President mean? Have you forgotten it's a European competency? It is not Spain. You can't stop trade with Spain without us.
I think, of course, we discussed all the issues, but, you know, I wouldn't be a good diplomat and commissioner if I would reveal private conversations. We are working on de-escalating all the tensions, and we are focusing on the ball. It means delivery of the deal, growing of the trade and investments, which are crisscrossing the Atlantic, and that's our goal, and that's my priority.
Supply chains, once again, are being completely disrupted by the war in Iran. Fuel, obviously, is the obvious one, but also the container ships. The sheer amount of disruption to global trade at the moment is very worrying.
It is, and I have to say that, therefore, we've been, of course, looking very carefully at the figures and the numbers we got over the last year. And I have to say that, despite of all the turbulence, if it comes to the United States, that our trade was growing. And I think in a positive sense from both sides. Of course, now we would have to factor in this level of instability, and therefore what we did was that we've been doing our utmost to diversify the portfolio of our trade partners. So currently we are biggest trader on this planet. So we trade more than the US, we trade more with China. We have free trade agreements with 80 countries plus. And of course, it helps us to make sure that we would have quite diverse portfolio of the partners. So I believe that we can rebalance some of this issue, but I think the trade, you are absolutely right, would suffer because, of course, the major sea line is disrupted. Of course, container ships, as you said, many of them are stranded. So I think it would be the challenge for all of us.